how to harmonize, and they're either doing it through taqiyya or through ignorance. And, doesn't it say in the Quran, I don't have the reference. I know it says it. I don't have the reference. Your women are a tilth unto you. Yeah. Essentially, they are like a field that you can, and you are to go into them and plow whenever you'd like. In other words, your women, they're yours for your purposes, for your pleasure. You go have sex with them whenever they want. Now, if Muhammad married at 6, what is there in the Quran that tells him that he must, like these Muslims are saying, that he must wait until she goes to puberty? Where in the Quran does it say anything like that? There's no answer, because there is no answer. All right, well, why don't we take the next caller right now? Welcome, you're on the air with Jesus or Muhammad.
Hello, this is Manu.
Hello,
hey,
Manu.
Manu.
Hi.
Manu, we love you, but let me guess. Islam doesn't allow sex with prepubescent girls, and all the hadith that say otherwise, and all the tafsir and everything else that say otherwise, and our interpretation of Surah 65:4 are all wrong, right?
It's not often that I come to your rescue or I agree with you, but I have a Quran from the Saudi Arabia, and what you say is absolutely true. And I was, surprised myself. I do have a Quran from Saudi Arabia, and the commentators do say that. But
wait. Just to clarify, Manu, what we've said a lot. What specifically do the commentators say in your Quran from Saudi Arabia?
It does say that they categorize it into 3 categories for women.
Yeah.
So, but this is what I've been always saying, how subtle Quran is. I look at the patterns, my Arabic is good enough that I can read just like an Arabic-speaking person. I can read the literature. Some of the verbs I do not understand, some of the words I do not understand. However, my Arabic is good enough that I can distinguish certain things. In English, when we say I do or do not, or I would or would not, an English-speaking person can differentiate what the person would really mean. If somebody says I would not, it also implies they have the option of doing, but they choose to. In the Quran, in the verb that you're talking about in Surah 65, right before it says lam yahizna. Lam.
Okay, Manu, tell us exactly where you are. Are you in Ayah 4?
Yes, the one that you were referring to in chapter 65.
Okay, do you now where are you in the ayah?
And right in the middle, when you were saying that the women who are 3 months, they have to wait, and then the ones that they do not menstruate.
Okay, okay, all right, go ahead.
In Arabic, it says lam. Whenever they want to say lam, it's as what English speaking would say would not. So I have looked at this, and
now, lam is a simple negation, Manu.
No, because there's also the choice of law.
Okay. Either way, a lim here is negation. So you are reading into the passage what you want to see.
I'm not reading into it. I know what the commentators say that. I do know how they have interpreted that. What David Wood says is correct. That's how they interpret it.
Yes.
I'm saying that the lamb is what the ayah is saying is actually categorizing women into 2 groups. One, that they do not menstruate because they have lost, they have gone through menopause. One, that they would not menstruate and they are people, or they're pregnant. In Arabic, it says hamla, which means they're carrying. So I'm saying that the commentators, as usual, and I know you dismiss me, you say I'm a heretic, but I've studied certain things. That's one of the major things between the Shiites and the Sunnis, is because the Sunnis, they have their own interpretation and so forth, and their own hadith, and the Shiites disagree with them on many different things.
Okay, wait a minute,
Last
Manu.
time-
Before you go to the Sunni and the Shia and all of the other ites, you are making your argument now on the basis of your limited understanding of Arabic grammar. Am I correct?
I'm saying if somebody else, a Muslim who speaks Arabic, would also call and comment on that. Lam means would, when they negate as a would not that they do not.
Oh, okay. So then, Manu,
Since
since you don't speak fluent Arabic and our viewers don't either, you give us then the Manu translation in English. How should it sound then?
I said the women that would not menstruate and carriers of their burden or they're pregnant.
Okay. Who are the women that would not? Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying the women that have no courses are the women who are pregnant. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying because it does not say that they do not menstruate. It says they would not menstruate, means they have the option of menstruating, but in this case, they are carrying their burden or they're pregnant. So
No, okay,
Arabic is really subtle. It says
But here's the problem. Here's the problem, Manu. Your limited Arabic versus my limited Arabic. You see the word there, lim, and then it says, what does it say after lim in Arabic?
Yahizna.
Yahadna. And then what's the next thing?
Wa ulatul.
Good. Okay, you can stop right there. If you go on, wa, the very first letter there, which is actually a word, wa, what does that mean?
Yes. And
That means and. These are two different groups of people, Manu.
that's I'm not dismissing the fact that the commentators have separated into three. I'm saying in the terms of grammar, if any Arabic-speaking Muslim that they're fluent in that would back me up, because I have looked at different verbs in the Quran, and every time it has lam to negate to the verb to make it negative, it means would not.
Okay, give us an example. Give us an example quickly, Manu.
I have to go look in the Quran and then email it to you.
Okay,
And that's
Manu,
what-
thank you. Your argument based on your limited knowledge of Arabic grammar is not compelling. Do you have another argument for David or myself?
Last time that I had called and I knew you didn't have time because of the rapid fire session, I had done some studies about the age of Aisha.
Okay.
And the seerah and the history, from what I gathered, did not match up with the hadith in this regard. That the older half-sister of Aisha, Asma, was 10 years older than her, and the date of her death is also recorded that she died around 100 years old after Aisha. When you gather those dates and the fact that when she was promised to Ibn Mutam, somebody that the person became a Muslim, his father never became a Muslim, and at what time Abu Bakr left for Ethiopia in around 615. When you put all those dates together, you realize that Aisha could have never been 9 at 612 or between 612.
Okay, Manu. Okay, thank you for your argument. Brother David, here's Manu's argument. He's giving us, he who told us that he doesn't follow the hadith or anything else, he's now telling us that he's taking the seerah over the hadith. What's your answer to Manu?
Well, think about where we've gone so far. We saw that according to the Quran, you're allowed to have sex with prepubescent girls. And I don't think Manu is challenging the idea that according to the hadith, over and over and over again, it says Muhammad had sex with Aisha when she was 9 years old. Manu instead appeals to the seerah literature, and there's a reason here. The dates are all over the place in the seerah literature. It'll give one date, it'll say Muhammad stayed in Mecca for 10 years. You turn to another passage in the seerah or the hadith, it'll say Muhammad stayed in Mecca for 13 years. You get all kinds of numbers, and what all these various numbers that are